Lightning, lightning, lightning. Pogue Airport, Mooney 67 Golf X-ray, final for runway 17, 2 mile final, Pogue.
Special delivery. What is going on, everybody? It's about 5 a.m. It's 28 degrees out. It's cold, but we got ourselves a pretty good journey southeast. Today's destination is Colorado to Florida in the beautiful M20R Ovation 3. So the plan of attack is 2 stops to give Captain Fuzzball his much needed potty and ball time. And our destination is Stuart, Florida, or identifier as Kilo Sierra Uniform Alpha. It's Whittam Field. It's a beautiful little airport. They have a great air show every fall. Definitely stop by to see there. Today's kind of experiment for me is I want to see how well I can stretch the legs on this from fuel efficiency standpoint in comparison to speed. A lot of times we're always balls to the wall, see how fast we can go, but I want to kind of see what burn rate I can get, even if it means pulling the power back. Just out of sheer curiosity. So that's kind of today's objective on this journey. We have about 1,500 nautical miles to cover, and we have a decent amount of questionable weather, and so I'm delaying a little bit in a couple of spots just because I want to be safe, be mindful of Mother Nature, because obviously she always wins regardless of what you're flying. A great example is, check this out, this wall of weather right now, and this is just west of Alabama, from Mobile, and those are all rotational depictions, so theoretically could be tornadoes at any given minute, and I counted 8 of them. So it's spicy funnel clouds, and I don't feel like dealing with that, and obviously what entails with that is also unfavorable weather conditions. So being mindful of the weather on today's journey, and that's why I'm getting such an early start. Get out of here. First stop will be Oklahoma. I might stop in Kansas, depending on let him run, and then Alabama for a refuel. And besides that, it should be a great little journey. It's just me, Captain Fuzzball, and the beautiful Mooney Ovation. So should be a pretty good journey, and buckle up, grab some popcorn, and let's go fly.
I'm not sure if the GoPro picks this up, but this sunrise is incredible. Sky is like orange. So that never gets old.
Traffic, the top of your short final 29er full stop at Longmont. Cross for runway, which was 29, Longmont traffic.
Longmont Mooney 67 Golf X-ray, taking off runway 29 and part of the pattern to the northeast. Longmont.
Longmont traffic, crew check 174, departing runway 29, remaining the pattern for full stop taxi back, Longmont.
All right, we are en route. We're just coming through Denver's Bravo airspace right now. I'm just staying on health. Downfall is I leave in the morning, I'm flying east while the sun's rising in the east. So for a decent portion of this morning flight, I'm going to have sun directly in my face. So I've been watching for traffic on ADSB, which is a great thing because I can't see diddly squat in front of me.
600, turning left final.
Air's not too bad, a couple of bumps here and there. Right now we're doing 180 knots across the ground, and I'm showing a true airspeed of 180 knots. So I'm at 2,400 RPM. The flow is about 16 gallons per hour, and we're going to climb up to 11,500, and once I get Alright, currently we are at eastbound on a 112, we're at 11.5, and I'm going to do lean at peak. We have achieved our altitude that I'm looking for our cruise altitude southeast. We're going to do lean at peak. I like to run lean at peak, some people like to run rich at peak. You're going to get a million different answers. I'm more based on fuel efficiency, other people are based on raw power. Some people say it's better for the engine, some people say it's worse. It's just preference, what you like to do. I like to run lean at peak. I have a system that's balanced enough with the GAMI injectors that lean at peak and the data behind it is accurate. So that's what I run. So I'm going to demonstrate what I do with lean at peak, and I run minus 50 degrees lean at peak. So, all right, we're going to hit our lean, and then I'm going to take the mixture, I'm going to back it off, and lean at peak is rising, and it's falling. I'm going to bring it right back down to minus 50 degrees. So you're going to see this curve as I was leaning was rising and then it fell. And this is your EGT if you're wanting your exhaust gas temperature. Cylinder head, exhaust gas temperature. So right now we're doing a ground speed of 199 knots. I am burning at 10.3 gallons per hour. I'm minus 47 degrees lean at peak for minus 50. All the EGTs are great. Cylinder head temps are great. It's just a preference. I like to run lean at peak. This isn't the fastest nor the most power that this is going to make. This is probably, in my opinion, the most efficient that this aircraft will be at this given altitude and the speed that I'm doing. 199 across the ground at 10 gallons an hour, and I'm not complaining. That's incredible, to be honest. From an efficiency standpoint, that's amazing. So our first stop right now is Kilo Tango Quebec Hotel. I'm going to say this wrong because it's a long name. Tahlequah, Oklahoma. That's our plan. We're doing great for ground speed. I have a wonderful tailwind, so surprisingly it's quite smooth today. No complaints. All right, so this airport right here, this is Pratt, Kansas. And funny enough, last time I was at this airport, I had just bought my red open cockpit plane several years back, and the winds at this particular airport. We're almost 34 knots across. And I vividly remember having to land. I called on the CTAF. I'm like, guys, I'm going to have to land on there's a grass strip along the runway because the plane was so all over the place. And it worked out good, but I'll never forget the airport, how bad the winds were. There's a big storm coming, and we were at Bingo Fuel, and I remember my father and I, after we landed, sat in the back, like laid my head back, and just like contemplated life for a little bit because it was very stressful coming into there, and I had only maybe 2 hours, 3 hours under my belt on that particular airframe. So never forget, Pratt, Kansas. That'll forever stick with me. It's a great airport, a wonderful FBO, great little town. But my God, their crosswinds on some days are relentless, and that was just one of those days. So I had to mention that. All right, so hallelujah for tailwinds. I got a 57 knot tailwind right directly behind me. It's wonderful. I'm at 10.6 gallons, 10.5 per hour burn rate. CHTs looking wonderful. My EGTs are looking wonderful. I'm doing 215 knots across the ground, which is hauling butt, and with a true airspeed of 160 knots. It's efficient. The air is buttery smooth up here, not a single bump, knock on, if I could find wood. But yeah, really, it's been a wonderful morning so far, and our ETA is 50 minutes for KTQ Beach, Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Pogue Airport, Mooney 67 Golf X-ray, final for runway 17, 2 mile final, Pogue. Pogue Mooney 67 Golf X-ray, 1 mile final for runway 17, full stop, Pogue.
Check gear. Check gear. Check gear. Check gear.
Down, verified is down. Extra prop pull forward.
Stall.
Well, unfortunately, we couldn't make it to Tahlequah. Pogue Mooney 67 Golf X-ray, clear runway 17, Pogue.
Because they have 100-foot ceilings, and didn't like the what the winds were doing. They were the crosswinds were a little high. Last I checked, they were 26 knots, and frankly, if I can find a closer airport with half the wind, I'd choose that option, less risk. So we ended up at Hogue, which is identifier Kilo Oscar Whiskey, and very nice runway, super nice runway. Winds are good here; they're a lot better. Still a crosswind. Back to crosswind pretty much, but much less of a crosswind. So I'll take that option. I think it's light and variable with just a little bit of wind. And I'm gonna gas up here, and then next stop is Alabama, and then Florida. So the tailwind has been absolutely marvelous. So no complaints there, and hopefully the bathroom here because I gotta go potty. And then Captain Nugget definitely probably has to go potty. Ground check. Then.
Oh, well, we ought to be coming up on Bristol, but I can't see it. Of course, I wasn't used to a digital DAT, no cable at all. He goes, we went past Bristol a while back. We're on top of Stillwater right now, John.
Really?
I said, okay. He says, gives me a hint, and I turned to it. I was still trying to figure out the panel.
Yeah.
I was not used to the digital.
So it's just squeak, squeak. He's just squeaking away. I'm like, boy, I made a mistake buying this.
A large
Yes.
drill bit and drill it out.
Right. Wanna go play in the field? Come on. Wanna go play in the field? Come on. Come on.
All right, put in 76 gallons. We're going to increase that to set our fuel. Perfect. All right, let's calculate that. Rich. That's good. We're at 700 feet above ground, so we're going to keep our mixture at full rich. So speed brakes real quick. Good, good. Both speed brakes on, both speed brakes retracted. Right mag are good. Ups to takeoff. Eye on the right tank. For departure, we're going to set our under trim to takeoff. On elevator. Free and correct. Brakes works, parking brake is off. Boost pump. Boost pump works. Mooney 67 Golf X-ray, taking off runway 17, departing the pattern to the east. Nice and easy on the throttle, no need to slam it. It's insane, but one person with 310 horse, how fast you get off the runway in this. Really puts you in your seat. IO 550 G6 is just an awesome power plant. And when you have a tiny dude, no weight to it, it's insane how much power it has. Okay, all right, so our next stop is going to be Evergreen, Alabama. Just entered in the G1000. Set there, and then we're going to flip on our autopilot. Climb up to 11.5. The pilot has just signaled that it's ready, so we're going to hit nav. It is automatically turning to the heading, and then we're also going to hit altitude. We're going to set our altitude for 5 with a vertical speed increase of 500 feet a minute. Obviously, I'm not doing anything. Autopilot is on right now, and our destination is Kilo Golf Zulu Hotel, which is Evergreen, Alabama. After that, it is our last stop, which is Florida, Stuart, Florida. And today is helping with number 1. We have some amazing tailwinds. Right now I got a 30 knot tailwind, doing 101, 91, 192 knots across the ground. Everything is happy, motor's happy. She's running cool, 171 degrees. GTs look great, they're actually cool. And slowly back off on the mixture right here. Obviously I've already have some, to some degree, but I like to keep it right in this white bar. And then once we get to our cruising altitude, I'll back off more on the prop, and then we'll do lean of peak. The best burn rate or speed ratio. I must say, the guys over at Sand Hill, I'm going to say that wrong, Sand Hill. Pogue, William Pogue Municipal Airport, top notch. Really nice runway, really nice FBO. The airport manager there obviously is in love with dogs. He brought out this giant bird feeder that was a water bowl for Otto, and then also gave him a bag of dog treats. So I'm like, you're A-okay in my book. So if you're ever in the area, it's just southwest of Tulsa, or I should say west of Tulsa Airport, and top-notch little FBO. Now this is that stuff that was we were dealing with earlier. The original airport that I was going to fly into over here was Tahlequah, but it had 100-foot ceilings, and obviously you can see that there's a real low cloud deck, and I just didn't want to deal with that with fuel level, and that's why I made the call to go to this last airport we were at. Distance for this next leg is 512 nautical miles. We're bearing 116 degrees. Our estimated time en route is 2 hours 43 minutes, but that'll actually probably go down significantly as we get up to our cruise altitude. Try to get up on the high point of the wind flow for the tailwinds. So that'll be it should go down. I'm guessing probably about 2 hours and 20.
168 Charlie, departing runway 18, Claremore.
Alright, we got this guy, he's 1,300 feet below us. 1,400 feet now. Let's see if we can pick him up on the camera. Should be coming up like right There he is. I see him. Looks like a Bonanza with the tip tanks. Eight-tail Bonanza, nice.
Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 21 Celsius. Dew point 09er Celsius. Altimeter 2991. Remarks. Density altitude 1,100.
Middleton Field Airport, Evergreen, Alabama.
Automated weather observation 2031 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear.
Alright, gears coming down. Props full forward. Mixture set full forward. Indicated is down locked. Landing on the fullest tank. Evergreen Mooney 67 Golf X-ray. 4 mile final for runway 10. Full stop, Evergreen. Speed brakes are still on. The white arc, so first degree of flaps. No other traffic in the vicinity. Forward check, gumps down, gears down, props forward. Make sure. Evergreen, Mooney 67 Golf X-ray, 2 mile final, full stop for runway 10, Evergreen. $85 knots.
Stall.
Laps coming up. I have a habit of just using the whole runway because I don't like to just lay on the brakes. If there's nobody in the pattern, I don't need to get off at a faster rate, then I just use up the runway. Better slow down. All right, so I always like the airports that have static aircraft of some sort on display, and I didn't know that this one did, but in the distance I can actually see there's a static airplane. I can't tell if it's a T-33, an F-86, or 38. It's kind of far in the distance, but we're going to go check it out, because why not?
Special delivery. Wow. How was your flight? Alright, so this is like Otto's, his favorite spot now. He kind of claims the spot is the back cargo hold of the Mooney. Stick your mutt muffs off here because apparently they haven't even utilized them. But he's got this bed layout now. So we got this memory foam mattress he got for Christmas, and it fits like a glove back here, and he just loves it back here. He can stretch out. So it sucks for suitcases, but great for this guy. Jeez, you're getting heavy. My God. 1, 2. Getting you too much kibble. God. Here, my ball. I absolutely love airports like this because they have such good aircraft. And I knew it. It's an F-86 over here. Couldn't tell from when I was taxiing over what it was. Here's a sweet T-28. These are absolutely massive. Cannot imagine landing one of these on a carrier. Now let's go check out this F-86.
Well, climbing like a homesick angel, doing about 1,300 feet a minute, 1,400 feet a minute, sustaining 110 knots, climb out, 1,500 feet, sustained. Tell you what, I do like sea level. And the red plane, the open cockpit down at sea level is actually manageable. It is manageable in Colorado, but there are days that I just question my sanity trying to fly it at high density altitude. I guess that's what makes it. But this, it's mind-boggling every single time. Turn on autopilot's going to cycle through. We're on our final leg of this trip. Our next stop is Florida, which is crazy because we were in Colorado this morning, and I've been dilly-dallying at each of the airports I've stopped at for more time than I should have. So we would have gotten down here actually this afternoon rather than this evening, but I tend to explore around airports, and that just happens. So we have one last leg. We are currently 2 hours and 15 minutes from the leg. We're in a climb out right now. I'm going to climb back up to 11.5. Right now, autopilot is activated. I just switched on to nav. I have Kilo Sierra Uniform Alpha, which is Whit. That is what our final destination is. It's in the nav, and so autopilot is on. It's going to head us there, and then altitude-wise, I have it trimmed out pretty nicely. So back off of the mixture a little bit as we're in our climb out. And one thing I will say about this flight is the weather has been absolutely phenomenal. Probably one of the nicer flying days I've had in quite some time with this plane, and I totally pretty much planned for the worst. I thought it was going to be super turbulent comparative to yesterday's weather, and it has just been it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey south. So when this flight is done, it'll be a straight shot with 2 stops and 1,400 nautical miles total, just right around 1,500 nautical miles. And I'm not one bit tired. This is a great cross-country airplane. I will say that right now, and I'll say it again. This airframe and Mooney in general, they really have built themselves around an aircraft that is truly a wonderful cross-country aircraft. So I cannot rave enough about the M20. Truly any M20. And I'd fly an M20C across country. An M20R is, hello. I love it. It makes me smile every time. But they really impress me. They always seemingly impress me. Their capability as far as a cross-country aircraft goes. So if you're ever on the market or if you got questions, obviously I've met a lot of wonderful people in the aviation that own Moonies, and I learned so much from what they have learned from their aircraft and with this airplane, and it's wonderful. But generally, this never ceases to amaze me when it comes to a true cross-country machine. It's fun. All right, so autopilot's on. It's about to turn onto the final bearing, which is 127 degrees. We have 417 nautical miles to go to our destination, and here's autopilot turning now for a bearing of 127. Alright, so straight out there is the Gulf of Mexico. We are officially in Florida now. And things looking great. 198 knots, 10.5 gallons an hour burn rate. There's not a bump to be seen. However, we do still have some development up here. Maybe about, say, 200 nautical miles east is the remnants of yesterday's really, really bad weather that hit a majority of the Midwest. So we'll see what that's about. I do have a alternate in case this does get spicy, so we'll see what the outcome of this is. I'll keep watching the radar, but so far, probably my next check-in will be landing at KSUA. But I had a video to appreciate this beautiful sunset right there. Not sure if the GoPro will pick that up, but that is one of the more stunning sunsets I've ever seen. All right, we are 30 odd minutes, and well, there is your answer why it's taking longer than normal. I'm diverting around a rather large thunderstorm. Lightning, lightning, lightning.
Okay, so made it to the destination. Now I'm just putting the essentials back in, plugging it up. It's staying here for the night, and diverted around a lot of weather, but overall it was actually a really good flight. Probably one of the more smooth flights that I've had. I was shocked there was not a single bump. almost the entirety of the flight. It was very smooth, so no complaints there. And I'm glad to be on the ground. I'm tired, but this thing did absolutely phenomenal in every way possible.